in the family thinks they give the best advice?
Trace Cyrus.
Absolutely.
And it's always awful. He's always telling you to beat someone up, destroy someone's life.
Hi, I'm Brenda from Phil of the Future. You're watching Disney Channel.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Secret Society. Today I'm diving into the most underrated Disney Channel star, Brenda Song. From classics like Wendy Homecoming Warrior to huge TV shows like Phil of the Future and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Brenda Song left a huge mark on the golden age of Disney Channel. However, behind the scenes, Brenda was becoming part of the legendary Cyrus family, dating Miley Cyrus's brother Trace Cyrus back in 2010. During that time, the couple would post frequently, but the inner workings of their relationship were somewhat shielded. That is, until the past few weeks. Buckle up because I'm running through one of the biggest bombshells Trace Cyrus has ever dropped, and just how the Duchess of Disney Channel and Trace Cyrus fell out in front of the entire world. Also, before we get into this, I am back to posting weekly videos. I was moving this past month, so I had to take a break, but I am back. I also just recorded a bunch of videos for this channel, including the Laura Morano video, so be sure to make sure you're still subscribed and click that post notification bell so you can know exactly when it's posted. Now, to start this story, we have to go back to the 90s. Brenda Song was actually discovered by chance in a mall when she was only a toddler, all by one of those scam modeling agency kiosks. But after getting to know Brenda, the agent that was trying to recruit her for the pyramid scheme recognized true talent in her and hooked her up with a real-life modeling agency. Here, Brenda would be populated on commercial after commercial, building her portfolio at a very young age. That's why when she went to the Disney Channel, she was immediately cast in TV and movies. She had so much experience. Brenda would get cast in Phil of the Future and Get a Clue with Lindsay Lohan, but her real break came from playing the legendary London Tipton on the Disney Channel classics Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Sweet Life on Deck. Here, Brenda would become an integral and unforgettable part of our childhoods, parlaying the most iconic character Disney Channel had ever created.
Amy, starring London Tipton. With special guest producer Madeline Margaret Genevieve Miranda Catherine Fitzpatrick. Hello, this is Yay, me, not Yay, all you guys.
Back in 2006, Disney Channel was filming their first ever three-way television crossover event. That's So The Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. This is reportedly the set where Trace Cyrus would first lay eyes on Brenda Song. Now, it's important to note that around this time, if you remember my deep dive on the electronic group The Millionaires, Trace was also interested in on-again, off-again girlfriend Melissa Marie. But that relationship would go to the wayside. Trace was also romantically linked to Demi Lovato in 2009, and Brenda was briefly linked to Joe Jonas around that time as well. It was never revealed exactly when they started dating, but Trace and Brenda would go public in 2010, and a few months later, Trace would publicly propose to Brenda Song. But their relationship was still rocky, even in the public eye. Trace would publicly split from Brenda in 2012, tweeting out, quote, "Brenda and I have decided to go our separate ways. We split up a couple of months ago. We will continue to focus on our careers. I wish Brenda the best and much success in the future. I hope everyone can respect our privacy about this situation. Thanks so much." Now, despite their public breakup, Brenda and Trace continued being in an on-again, off-again relationship for years. It wasn't until way later than I thought, in February of 2018, when Trace released a breakup song about Brenda, that he confirmed their long-term relationship officially ended 1 year prior, saying, quote, "This is not the video I intended to release today, but it seemed meant to be since I just got this video last night. I wrote this song last year in Nashville after Brenda and I broke up. Her and I have both moved on, and I'm extremely happy for her. She inspired me to write countless songs and was such an important part of my life. I will always cherish songs I have like this one to remind me of our crazy 7 years together." So that's it, right? Well, until the past few weeks, yeah. See, me and Shelby always wanted to make some sort of video about Brenda Song and Trace Cyrus and the Millionaires, but every time we looked into it, there wasn't enough to talk about, so we had to just go and make the Millionaires video. That is, until now. In the past year, Trace Cyrus has made a very public return to social media, and one like he's never had before.
This is a message for my haters. If you're gonna insult me, you have to use something besides my looks to try to say there's something wrong with me and I'm unhealthy. It's crazy. I literally look incredible. I can't even walk down the street without girls breaking their necks to look at me. I'm almost 40 years old. I look great for my age. You all should be asking yourself, how does Trace have so much energy? Why does his skin look so good? What is he doing that I'm not doing? Your guys' ego is too big and you're delusional, so you won't do that. But you guys should be trying to take tips from my lifestyle and what I'm doing and incorporate it into yours.
I don't know if it's really carefully curated or if he's completely unfiltered. I'm actually leaning towards the latter. He has been spilling everything on his Instagram. So if you're not following him, be sure to check him out. He has a really interesting POV on a lot of different situations. This one obviously being one of them. He first caught my attention when he called out Katy Perry for her Witness era. Yes, someone finally said it, and it was Miley Cyrus's brother. He explains that Katy completely ripped off the Bangers era and it didn't work at all.
I first knew Katy Perry though, and her tune were lame as when her career was first dying, and they were like, what can we do? What worked for Miley? She cut her hair off and it broke the internet, and everybody freaked out, and she bleached it blonde. We should do that with you, Katy. Katy's like, yeah, we should. Should we do it like slightly different? No, we're gonna do it exactly the same. And also Miley started working with Mike Will Made It, Wiz Khalifa, Juicy J. Remember Jay's on My Feet? You know, she started to transition doing more hip hop stuff. We're gonna get you in with the hottest group, the Migos. You're gonna do exactly what the Miley did and blow up. Guess what? It didn't work. And then they just tried some EDM song or some because EDM's hot. Didn't work. Now we're gonna send your ass to space. Didn't work. It's not working. It's backfiring. Stop.
I have rewatched that video so many times.
All right, guys. I'm done after this. But I was just meditating and I was thinking about J's on my feet, and I was like, what rhymes with J's on my feet? Bon appetit. So these motherfuckers not only had to fucking steal the hairstyle, they had to get the hip hop influence. They were listening to J's on My Feet in the studio, and they were like, what should we write a song about? What rhymes with J's on my feet? Bon appetit. All right, cool. What the
I love unfiltered Trace Cyrus. Anyway, the bombshells continue dropping after someone asked Trace about his relationship with his ex-girlfriend, Brenda Song. Someone replied to his post saying, now we know why Brenda left. Good riddance. And Trace replied saying, yes, because she stole thousands of dollars from me and faked multiple pregnancies and lied about being terminally ill to make my family and I think she had breast cancer and a brain tumor. It was all a lie. She was humiliated to ever show her face around my family again. Once we figured it out, my mom confronted her and called her out on all of it. Thanks for reminding me of another scenario where I was a great loving person and someone did me wrong for no reason. Oh, she also faked an abortion with fake covering the bathroom floor. And my mom and I rushed her to the OBGYN. That's when all the lies started unraveling. And we realized it was all fake. Now, a lot of people immediately are trying to discredit Trace Cyrus just because Brenda Song is so well liked and well put together, and Trace is someone who's kind of stayed away from the public eye. I'm going to be getting into some videos of some people expressing that opinion in a second, but I'm not inclined to jump and say that Trace Cyrus is lying here. I mean, his timeline does add up. Brenda Song was rumored to be pregnant with Trace Cyrus's child.
Hey guys, I'm Jocelyn Davis in Hollywood, and you're watching Clever TV. So first it was newlywed Hilary Duff announcing her and her new hubby are expecting their first child. And now HD's fellow Disney alum Brenda Song is telling the world that she and Trace Cyrus will be seeing their own little bundle of joy in several months as well. Brenda and Trace made their first public appearance as a couple at Nylon's Young Hollywood event in May, but they had been quietly dating prior to that. Brenda has been on the Disney scene for several years, of course, and is most memorable for her roles in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and in the Oscar-nominated film The Social Network. Trace, Miley Cyrus's older brother, achieved success of his own with the band Metro Station, and he is also currently working on a clothing line. We actually caught up with Brenda just a few days before she announced her pregnancy, and she looked gorgeous and was in great spirits. Plus, hello, has anyone else out there realized what this means? Miley Cyrus is going to be an aunt.
He then continued on to his story to say the funniest part though is when she showed up after getting the quote brain tumor removed from the best surgeon in Chicago. She claimed she didn't realize we were catching on to her lies. So when she showed up to my house with a bandage on her head claiming she just got out of surgery, I ripped it off, exposing no surgery had been done. There's more proof of how in the head child stars are. I hope she's doing better mentally. Now, this just added so many layers to their relationship, and while we only have Trace's side, clearly more was going on than met the eye. So I went to go see what the media was saying because obviously Brenda Song has recently talked to a lot of the media. I mean, she did a lot of interviews for her new movie with Pamela Anderson. So I was interested to see if they were going to either one, report on the situation just to get more press to her, or two, defend her and give some sort of press release from her team. Now, Page Six is notorious for giving press releases and doing damage control for celebrities. When I clicked on their video about it, it seemed like they were pretty set on their narrative before starting.
Trace Cyrus accusing ex Brenda Song of so many things. He Basically, the TLDR is who let Trace Cyrus have his phone?
I feel like this guy wanted Britney in a conservatorship.
Who let Trace Cyrus have his phone?
I understand he's covered in tattoos and he's made some interesting posts in the past, whereas Brenda Song has been wrapped up in a perfect PR package. And while Trace hasn't specifically posted any proof, I'm not inclined to jump and say that he's lying. And to be honest, Miley Cyrus said recently she's made up with all of her family, and Tish speaks super highly of Trace on the podcast. So it seems that they're all still in communication. It's not like he's gone off the rails or something. He's been much more unfiltered on social media and not as conscious of not starting fires. That doesn't mean that he's just lying and making everything up, and I actually think it's kind of irresponsible for a journalist to just immediately insinuate that as like some sort of joke. Like, you can tell that these people should just stick to their blue check marks on Twitter. I understand being a fan of Brenda Song because while we know her to be a pleasant person and a hard worker and very professional, she's been very shielded about her personal life. The only insights we've gotten is Trace Cyrus. I mean, her and Macaulay stay pretty guarded. And obviously it's for reasons like this. I mean, it's a split screen of three guys talking about the relationship with me commentating over it. I'd probably keep my relationship locked up too.
I don't know if I'm buying this, Trace.
I am not either.
Because he has been taking to Instagram quite a lot lately. Right before his ex Brenda Song was the victim of his social media attacks, it was his father, Billy Ray.
Trace posted a picture of Billy Ray, his father, and said, "This man is so hungry for fame, it's pathetic. He really flew to Italy for a fashion show, but wouldn't come to LA for Mammy's funeral while he was still married to my mom. Even after his daughter got him a $60K private jet like he demanded, then he still didn't come even after the plane was paid for. You're the lamest man to ever walk planet Earth. Honestly embarrassed to ever have considered you my idol. The best thing to come from your downfall is it made me go into beast mode. I refuse to be washed up, delusional, evil person when I'm old, like you. Christ is kind. Get right with God. You need it." Someone commented on Trace's Instagram and said, "Seems like a cry from help from a son that desperately needs attention from his father. Bullying him isn't the answer, by the way." Trace replied to them and said, "No, I'm past the point of even caring if I ever speak to him again. I've surpassed him in every metric as a man on this planet. There's nothing left to learn from him except from his mistakes. I had hope at one point, but I'm convinced he's finally a lost cause. I'll continue to thrive, and as the oldest son of the family, the Cyrus last name will continue through me and my many children I plan to have. I will raise them the right way and be a part of their life no matter what the circumstances are."
So it seems like Trace is in dire need of a hug.
That's putting something lightly.
No wonder he doesn't want to do any interviews. This is insufferable.
Because it seems like
a hug or a hold.
A hug or a hold. Okay.
Ew, what is this show? Also a hold, please. They better leave Trace the f alone. Also, who is this one? Is this Joey Graceffa's ex-boyfriend? Like, who is this?
It seems he definitely needs some help, it seems.
Well, also because a lot of the claim, it's something is going on with him. Because who after brain surgery just walks home with a Band-Aid on their head that you can rip off?
If it was anyone, it would be an actor or actress. Like, what point is he trying to make here?
You know, like, I think sometimes when you're talking about someone doing something unhinged and crazy and making accusations like this, it kind of makes you look unhinged and crazy.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, using your platform to call people out from your personal life is a choice. But these people's attitudes about it, like he can't kind of say what he wants or share his experience, I don't know. They seem so ready to shut him down.
It would be better just to
stay
no
silent.
comment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know. No one just walks on their own, knocks on the door with their bandage on from brain surgery. Like, my husband had open heart surgery, and the recovery was weeks and weeks and weeks. It was a while before he got out of the hospital. So I would assume a similar process would be
and also,
for a brain.
They're missing the point. What Trace is saying is that she didn't get brain surgery and that she faked it. Are these filmed early in the morning or something? Does Page 6 not give them coffee? Like, is there an Adderall shortage or something? Like, the reading and comprehension is on the floor.
And like, you wouldn't have a Band-Aid that is just like, gotcha.
Right.
Like, it's not like Scooby-Doo mask.
Well,
like,
unless she went to like Murray's house of surgery.
Or faked it like he's saying she did. I'm not trying to say he's right or Brenda didn't do it or anything, but to completely discount his experience like this after what he's saying is actually pretty easy to understand, even though it's pretty shocking. This just feels like gaslighting from a couple of Brenda Song stans. And I would know because I'm a Brenda Song stan.
Now with Macaulay Culkin, because they are so cute together.
They seem so in love, so happy.
So in love. So I hope she Oh God, of course she saw this, and she's just like, I'm just gonna love and light and be with Macaulay and have all this be done.
Listen, I love Brenda Song probably more than the next bitch, but my God, that was insufferable. Now, Brenda is a movie star, truly taking 2025 by the horns with Macaulay Culkin by her side. Kind of interesting to note that her 2025 movie with Pamela Anderson featured an original song by Miley. And this is what Brenda had to say.
So we all hadn't seen the movie before it premiered at TIFF, and we all saw it together. And when that song came up, I was like, we didn't know that song was in the movie. We didn't know there was an original song. We didn't know that Miley had performed it. And I remember hearing those first few notes and being like, is that Miley? I was like, how perfect. And it made me just bawl because, I mean, Miley's such an incredible performer, singer, and it was just such a poignant song. And it was just so, so perfect. Andrew Wyatt, our who wrote the song, and he's like our composer, he did such a beautiful job. With the song, with the score, it was amazing.
Now, I don't exactly know what I think about all of this. I think it's definitely airing out some old drama. And while this is Trace's side, I mean, it's pretty specific. It'll be interesting to see if Brenda ever makes any comments on this at all. I wonder if we'll ever see like sources close to Brenda Song say something, because honestly, this is pretty damaging. I mean, they were both in their early 20s, so I mean, this just sounds like a really toxic relationship. But all those statements had Tish Cyrus written all over them. I could tell that went through her like 50 times if she didn't just write them herself. Since the initial recording of this video, Brenda and Macaulay have actually answered my question. Both broke their silence on social media on June 18th, 2025, making it clear how they're going to approach the situation and how they're definitely not going to name Trace by name. Brenda posted, 8 years and there is still no one who makes me laugh or smile the way you do. No one who makes me feel more seen, heard, or loved. My partner in crime, my adventure partner, my best friend, my baby daddy, my favorite everything. To be loved by you is the greatest privilege. Happy anniversary, I love you. Now, Macaulay seemingly indirectly addressed Trace's claims, saying, happy anniversary, babe. Thank you for always coming towards me. You never run away. Now, this is Trace's main claim about Brenda, that she would never show her face in front of the Cyrus family again. So while they're not directly addressing the claim, Trace Cyrus is standing 10 toes. So I'll keep y'all posted and comment what you think about all of this. It is actually insane. I can't believe it. I mean, to know that this was what was going down, I can't imagine what more is going to be uncovered.
Who in the family thinks they give the best advice?
Trace Cyrus.
Absolutely.
And it's always awful. He's always telling you to beat someone up, destroy someone's life, basically just say whatever you think to their face,
right?
Which is a terrible idea.
Trace Cyrus,
okay,
for sure.
Definitely Trace.
So she is so quick.
She is quick.
It's just obvious.
That's so funny.
Literally, you could make like anything too. He'll also just be like, you should buy an airplane. And you're like, cool, like just bad advice. Just like bad advice.
Also, y'all, I went to go see Something Beautiful the other night and it was so good. I loved the movie. It was like 60 minutes of just wow. I mean, oh my goodness, she looked so good. And the album, I waited to listen until I saw the movie and I'm so glad I did. It was such a good experience. I encourage you all, if she ever releases it, or if you're an international viewer, I think it's coming out on June 27th. Please go see it. It is so good. And I always love supporting stuff that's like a full visual album, because a lot of music videos are not being made anymore because they don't make as much money back on YouTube as they take to actually make. So anytime there's like a music video or something, I like go on iTunes, I go buy it, because oh my gosh, I love music videos so much. And if you're like me, you'll go buy it too. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Secret Society. I'm sorry I've been MIA for so long. I just moved and it's been a whole ordeal, but I actually do have a Laura Morano video already filmed, so it's finally coming. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you all later. Bye.